have consistently done.
Yeah, DP, that's a good way to put it. We got great looks in that first half defensively. We thought we did a lot of good things. We had a lot of looks that just didn't go down for us. And then, anytime in this league when you don't make shots, it tends to pull away from your defense. And so, a lot of good things, even though we didn't perform the way we wanted to. But we still got a lot of things to work on. But I thought there were some good positive things out there.
When the Hawks get it going like they did in the third quarter, how difficult is it to slow them down?
Well, they're a good team. They didn't just make it to the Eastern Conference Finals on accident. Nate's a great coach. They have a really good team. They were physical tonight on both ends, and so we knew we had our hands full. But I thought that first quarter, opening night, everybody's trying to feel their way through it, and they started making shots. And we had some shots that went in and out, and it kind of just, that was our night.
How would you describe the vision you have for your team's offensive activity?
Yeah, I think being unselfish, making a play for a teammate and looking at, causing a problem, ball movement, again, not just relying on one person to carry the load on the offensive end. And I thought, again, guys, got great looks, just didn't go in for us tonight.
Okay, we're going to move to Zoom. Kevin Gray, go ahead.
Kevin Gray, one-on-one in the fan. Jason, trade up when you got going in the second half, 12 points, 11 assists, only have one turnover. What was he doing, especially in pick-and-roll situations with Capella and Collins that gave you guys issues tonight?
Yeah, I think, again, he's improved, and I said that before. He's gotten better each year, and on the one side of passing the ball and not turning it over. And so the pick and roll was good for them. They got, a lot of lobs or dump offs tonight. Again, in that first half, we couldn't have asked for a better, defensive performance. We just couldn't make any shots. You're talking about an all-star in Young, and so again, we got to get better in that third quarter, and we will.
Eddie Sefko.
Jason, Brunson got off to, I think he missed his first 4 shots, but he stuck with it. Did you like his perseverance and how he overcame that sluggish or slow start?
Yeah, I was, impressed with that. Everyone, we didn't make shots. Guys missed shots that they normally make, and we just got to keep playing. This is just, we want to win every game, but this is one game of 82, and we'll look at it and come back tomorrow and get better. And but when you look at JB, he understands he's a true competitor. He fought to the end. It wasn't going offensively, but he stayed with it and got shots, and hopefully that will be a carryover for game 2.
Okay, we'll do one more. Brad Townsend.
Yeah, Jason. Usually we're used to seeing Luka have more shots around the basket. Tonight he only had 2, which you would consider, layups. What did you think about, that part of his game? Or perhaps was it the Hawks? They had quite a few block shots. I think it was the Hawks defense that kind of kept him out of the game.
Yeah, I think there was maybe a combination. They're big. They can they switch. Hunter, Collins, and so the whole night he was looking at a big. He never had smalls on him. But we'll go back and look and see what they did so we can learn from it and get better for the next game.
Okay.
Did you feel like you got enough shots at the rim, just generally team-wide?
Yeah, I think we did. There was a lot of them got blocked, and so those do count for rims attempts. So that happens some nights. We'll look at it. We'll continue to be aggressive. We're gonna learn from our losses, and we're gonna also learn from our wins. And so this is only game 1.
Luka, when you guys are shooting 33% from the field and missing 33 pointers, how difficult is it to beat anybody that was on the Hawks?
Yeah, I don't think. I think we played terrible. It was our first game. We got a new coach, a lot of new coaching staff, 2 new players. We'll be fine, But today was a terrible game. We couldn't make nothing. We got 81 to go, so nothing to worry about.
What happened in that third quarter when they outscored you about 15 points?
Was that?
What happened in the third quarter when they outscored you guys by 15 points?
I mean, they were just, they were making shots, and we were making shots. It's just that, they play great defense. We weren't at our level on defense, so that's it.
You said you were making shots. Do you think you also need to create better shots for the offense?
I mean, we have open shots, I think, but obviously every time, can be better. Better shots, obviously.
Okay, how much is it, are you having to adjust in terms of offensive style to what JQ wants to do that's different than the last couple of years?
I mean, I'm just out there to play basketball, to have fun. Obviously today was kind of difficult, but I think more creating than ever now.
He's talked about wanting to lighten the load on you, wanting to get the ball out of your hands. What's kind of the balance between that and the fact that you've been producing it from a historical level the last couple of years, doing it with the ball in your hands?
I mean, yeah, I think it depends on the game, but I think too that's a question you gotta ask him. But I think it's gonna depend on the game. Sometimes I will have to score, sometimes I will have to create.
Okay, we have a couple on Zoom. We'll go to Kevin Gray.
Kevin Gray, 105 The Fan. Luka, DeAndre Hunter seem to be having a little bit of success in terms of some defense against you tonight. What was he doing specifically that was bothering you, whether it be outside shots or trying to get into the paint?
I mean, he was playing great defense. Hell of a defensive game. He was producing an offense too. I think he's a hell of a player, and I think he's gonna have a bright future.
Okay, and lastly, we'll do one in Spanish. Leonardo.
Luka, te saluda Leonardo Torres de Perú, espero que estés bien. Luka, hoy solo tuvieron 16 asistencias. ¿Te preocupa el movimiento de balón tan rápido?
No, porque creo que fallamos muchos tiros abiertos también. Creo que lo que hemos demostrado en pretemporada, creo que compartimos el balón muy bien. Así que hoy solamente hemos fallado muchos tiros.
Started off terribly, but I got going a little bit, but just gotta give them credit. I mean, they made shots, they got to the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds. They were in a rhythm, and we didn't quite find our rhythm. But I mean, it's the first game, 81 left, and not too worried. But we gotta pick it up pretty fast.
As far as not finding that rhythm, a new coach, a new scheme, everything that's going on,
I really don't think that's the case. I think it was just us, first game jitters. No, it still happens at this level. First game, everyone's excited. Maybe too excited, but I mean, we'll bounce back. We bounced back before. Like I said, not too worried.
You had 19 shots at the rim. What were some of the struggles to generate shots and lambs?
19 at the rim.
Yeah.
They collapsed the paint. And then when we were kicking out for threes, and missed a lot of easy ones, a lot of in and outs. Like I said, they give them credit. They played a great game. They played to the game plan, and we just didn't execute enough.
All right, we got a couple on Zoom. Isaac Harris, go ahead.
Jalen, in regards to the offense, what's different about this year compared to last year offensively?
Clearly, it didn't look like it tonight, but I mean, everyone's gotten better. Everyone has found a way to get better. I think for us, our biggest thing is just that we got to catch up rhythm fast. We can't let this slip another game, and I know we won't. But we just got to have short-term memory about this one and stick to what we can do, what we know we can do, and just keep moving forward.
All right, one more, Jay. Jay, go ahead.
This is Jay Flaherty from Nashville. You guys have played together the majority of this group for a couple of seasons now. What do you think happened tonight, just in terms of being so out of sync?
They made shots. We missed shots that we normally make. Like I said, they got 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds. From what I saw, it looked like they executed their game plan, and we didn't. So, like I said, we just got to tip our hats off to them in short term and move on to the next one.
Yes, KP, I know those 13 shot attempts you got tonight, how many of those were like open looks? It seemed like they were all over you all night long.
Yeah, they played good defense. They played good defense. I think we're just out of rhythm on our offense tonight, and that led maybe to some forced shots. Sometimes we turn down a pretty good look early in the offense and drive and kick, and then we get to a tougher shot at the end, but we have to take it. So I think no need to overreact. We know what we're capable of on the offensive end. We just have to organize it a little bit and bounce back and be just catch that rhythm offensively. And once we do that, we'll be okay.
How do you bounce back? You missed 33 points, you only shot 33% from the field as a team.
Yeah, that's bad. That is very bad. Just stick to our routine, stick to our work, trust our work, and go out there and play again with the same confidence. There's no need to second guess ourselves now. It's just one game, first game of the season. Good team, and it happens sometimes. So we're looking forward to the next one.
How much of a stylistic adjustment do you think you guys are making offensively with the coaching staff?
Yeah, of course. That's also an adjustment. But I think we're all comfortable. It's just our offense wasn't there tonight. Just the shots. We had also good looks that we missed, and the pressure is up. Now the regular season is on. Preseason, you can see we have the talent, we have the skills that we can do many things out there. Now it's just a matter of us finding that rhythm with more pressure on us against good teams, that know what we're doing. So I think it's going to maybe take us a little bit of time, but once we get in that rhythm, we'll be good.
Okay.
What did you hear of your offensive game? Did you feel it was the right mix of spacing, rolling, posting, and how will that change throughout the season, depending on opponent?
Yeah, I love how my teammates are Luka and everybody else is trying to find me in the post. I like to get those looks and be involved that way, take advantage of the mismatches. And then there's a balance. I want to space the floor for everybody else to be able to drive, Luka to be able to get to the rim, for Tim to have his options. And so we're gonna have to find that balance. Where we're not clogging up the paint. But I think for us as a team, it's important that everybody kind of feels that they're in their most comfortable spots. And as I said, the more games we have together playing this type of basketball, the better off we'll be.
Okay, we'll move to Zoom for a few. Kevin Gray.
Kevin Gray, 105 at the fan, KB, good to see you. Defensively, what were the things that the Hawks were causing issues for in terms of pick and roll situations with you and Dwight Powell matching up against John Collins and Clint Capella tonight that gave you guys so much trouble down there?
One thing they did really well was they went into the pick and rolls really fast and then got out of there quick to set a good screen. And as I said, they're a good team on the offensive end, and you could feel that. So I think a little bit of more readiness for those quick actions, and to be up at the screen and then drop, to follow our rules, and then that way we don't have to pull in the guy from the corner in as much. That's going to help us a lot. So I think myself, DP and myself, we can definitely do a better job, and we can do a better job on the defensive end as a group. So we'll keep working, and as I said, we're looking forward to the next one.
Okay, we'll do one in Spanish with JC.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches. ¿Cómo ha sido el partido bueno con Cristians? Es el primero de la temporada. ¿Hay algo positivo que puedas sacar de esta noche?
Perdona, no te he escuchado bien.
Que si hay algo positivo de lo que puedas sacar esta noche, a pesar de que no ha sido un buen partido.
Bueno, yo creo que hemos estado juntos como grupo durante todo el partido. Cuando las cosas van mal, es fácil decir, le han metido a este o al otro y cada uno lo suyo, ¿no? Nosotros hemos seguido como grupo, aunque hemos tenido un partido de pena, y yo creo que eso es importante para nuestra química de equipo. Seguimos trabajando y con ganas de siguiente partido.